Hi, I'm coming on today and I wanted to talk about our youth. It's very scary to see what is happening to our youth and what has happened to our youth. And I think it starts with the home. I think it starts with our parents. You remember back in the day when we had at least one parent home. And if we didn't have one parent home, we had a grandparent there. And it's somebody that was always there, or the neighbors was watching your kids, but it was just always somebody there, somebody to make sure they were doing the right thing. And now it's like everybody just looking out for their own. Even in the schools now, it's just a sick place to be. Uh, they don't teach the kids as much as they used to. We used to have like so many programs to join. We used to have like woodworking, cooking, sewing, all of these things these life skills that you would need later on in life. And now there's none of that. They're not even teaching our kids to write cursive. So they're going to be some adults walking through life that cannot even sign their names. It's like the world is going backwards. And I just wanted to say we have to take care of our youth. We have to look after them because there's so many of them going through depression. There's so many of them hurting themselves. I took my son to the doctor the other day, and they handed him a paper to ask him about his emotions and how he was feeling. And I was like, what is this? And it's like their way of knowing psychologically what is going on in this child's head. And I'm I'm glad that they do that, but it's sad that they have to do that now because it's like I think we're in a high rate of suicide right now. Men are our main people that are committing suicide. Not that women try to commit as many times as the men, but the men are more successful. Men are more successful at committing suicide because usually they're using a firearm, whereas a woman will use maybe pills or slit her wrist and someone comes in and saves her. Men, a gunshot is more permanent. And I want us to look at our kids, talk to our kids, get deeper into what may be going on. The world that they're growing up in is not the same world we grew up in. And they don't have as many people who have their back as we did. And I know we take that time for granted. We take everything we had for granted, but we had so much. And these kids are lacking so many things. And it's scary to watch them grow up in this world. It's scary. I feel sorry for what's going to happen in the future. I feel from the global warming, from the politics, the schools, and politics and the rich run our schools and our education system. So they're going to screw up our kids. And it's just really sad to see. It's scary to bring kids into this world. You may be thinking about homeschooling them because what they're going to get from school won't be as good as what you can give them if they're not even teaching these kids to sign their names. I think that even when they go to jail, because anybody can go to jail, anybody can make a mistake. I remember back in the day they were sending to jail. You can come out with a degree, you can come out with a trade, you can do something when you came home. They're coming home with the mentality to go back to prison because this shit is too hard. A lot of our benefits and a lot of the things that we were entitled to are being taken away from our children and from our future and being given to other people. And I don't want to, say anything about that, but it's what is happening. And so the funding and the money we would have for our children, for the parks, you can't even get into the park right now. It's so full. It's so crowded. It's so disgusting. I'm just sad for what has happened and what is continuing to happen. And I really want to know, when is it going to stop? When is enough going to be enough? Who's going to save our children?